Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hi everyone, this is Orly Benny Davis and this is from Jerusalem with Love. Today is October 14, 2020 and we are here in Israel, the Holy Land, the only Holy Land in the whole world, contemplating the teaching that we accepted again. This holiday of Sukkot, as you may know, we start again the Torah reading. This week it will be Genesis, and God created the universe. The very idea that God created the light makes you think about the audacity of mankind to undermine the role God's play in this world. There are so many misunderstandings and so much, mischieving about the whole idea. It is the whole story, and it's good against bad. And we're still in the middle. And we must consent to the idea that the coronavirus got us all in the point to ask which side was winning, the good or the bad, when we stopped to linger about the corona. You know, taking the leadership of the free world to America, we saw the president that gave his heart away, fighting the bad ideas that people throw his way day in and day out. For 3 years, he was checked, he was bounced, he was throwing mud at, and the world was watching and nobody did nothing. Nobody stand by him and said, guys, the Democrats are out of whack. This democratic leadership that the U.S. has in Congress needs to stop harassing our sitting president. And what happened? Nothing. After all this investigation, and still at it, and they want to win, and they gave us this old guy that been around for 40 years and cannot manage his own memory, but they are still at it. So this time we want to make sure to pray to God that the good side will win. So let's go to a break, and we'll talk about it hopefully with my friend in the next segment, and we'll see how we can go and do this world a better day. All right?
Israel is located in one of the most volatile areas in the world. Israel is an island of stability in a sea of war and unrest. In the midst of this turmoil, Israel stands out as a beacon of order and human progress. Each week we update you on what's happening in this, the Jewish state, a true light unto the nations. This is Jay Shapiro. Join me every Thursday on Israel News Talk Radio.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is from Jerusalem with Love. I'm all yours, because I'm expecting a guest, and if he calls, that will be awesome. If not, we're going to talk about what's the deal. You see, the holiday of the tabernacle, the Sukkot, was also the opening of the Holy Temple in the time of King Solomon. And the 7th and Shmini Atzeret, it was the holiday when we finished building the temple. It took us 7 years to build the Holy Temple. Now, do we need a Holy Temple at this phase? Does God ask us to build a Holy Temple? You would say, no, he did. There is a lot of places where he said, we don't want, did I ask you to build me a Holy Temple? Are you supposed, he wants a Mishkan. A Mishkan, it means the dwelling place. And we apparently say that every small synagogue or shul is a little Mishkan. The question is, if that Mishkan is about time that we go to the next level. And why I'm saying that, it's because we have the residue of what our forefather taught us. You know, the King Solomon, he gave us a place, he gave us the how to build it. And when you are son or daughter of a great legacy, you're supposed to, you know, try to repeat it, at least go in his walk. So till now, we are walking to the wall, Western Wall, and do nothing, really. We pray. And these days of the holiday was amazing to have the prayer online, so we can actually pray together from all over the world and have the togetherness of Jerusalem with a real rabbi from the Kotel praying, which is amazing to me because it really touched, you know, a very strong core in my life, in my heart. Now, why I would like to give God honor? Why do, you know, people wants to give honor to God? That's a question. It's because everybody trying to negate him so much. Do you know how many people, when they are doing good, and how many people that work so hard and nobody pay attention? And there is one guy said, I want to make amends, I want to make it right. And it doesn't matter what the elders want to do. And this is who we are. We're supposed to do that. Now, but the problem is with the Jewish faith is that we have a problem of people who try to negate Judaism because we are the carrier of that message of God. You see, we are the consensus, supposedly, because we have many of ours that still fight us and they want to be like everybody else. You know, it's like the children. They said, Mommy, I want to play with those children, and they play, you know, naked, or they play in a yellow shirt, or they play with long hair, or they play the music. I want to be like them. I don't want to be special. I don't want to wear a yarmulke to recognize that I'm a seeker of the truth, that I'm seeker to honor God. I don't want to wear yarmulke that recognize me from all the others and show me that I'm different. Or I don't want to wear yarmulke because I don't want to take the responsibility to be that special kid that carry that load. But think again. We are the Jewish people. We came here. We got back the rightful land that we're supposed to have. Now, we have a negotiation running at this point between Lebanon and Israel. And I congratulate the person, the Lebanon side said, congratulations, hey, we want peace. And they answered to me, listen to this. We'll have peace until when we take back our lands that was taken from us, like apparently Israel, taken from us, and we killed the Jews. When there will be no Israel, we'll be happy. You know, Lebanon and Lebanese, you guys are in shambles. Your audacity to even speak like this was like, we come about and help you negotiate. You want your gas? Okay, pick it yourself. Why we need to help you? Why this audacity? And no wonder God was mad with Lebanon last week when I read the piece of the Bible saying, Lebanon, you guys arrogant. You guys don't even accept the Jewish people who actually represent God Almighty. That's their title. The fact that the Israeli don't want to show it, it doesn't mean, that we're not the chosen children to show the world around. So I'm the child that have no problem with my Israeli friends, my Jewish friends, my secular, my religious friend, or whatever. I'm a wife of a Jewish man, and I know what it takes to convince the manhood in this world to say to say yes to God. It's stubborn. Men don't get it. Women get it because we have this miracle in us that have babies. See, when you create a baby and it come from you, you can really be very stupid to think that God did not exist, because we pray to God and said, God Almighty, please make this baby right. I want him normal. I don't want him anything. Just make him right, okay? We want him normal. We want him beautiful, happy. child, I can grow up and I can, send them to school and get them married, blah, 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 right? That's what a woman think. Now, when women have this capacity of understanding how the miracle happens in their own tummy, yeah, you have to come to a man to explain to him that it's happening. He doesn't get it. Well, what is it with you women? You always you have a fifth sense, so you know better. And when God created a wife and He took it from Adam, rib, and that's what connect between us. They say that is work. Well, depends on what the other side of his thinking. And every time that there is a dialogue that is a hostile dialogue, it's because the woman doesn't agree. And she doesn't agree because in her bone, in her sense, in consent with God, she understands that it's not the right thing. That's why she fight him. And when she fight him or he understand, most of the people, they are the one that get obeyed and then they get abused, but there is the one that compromise and start having a peaceful, happy life of marriage with happiness. Now, why I say that? Because in this world, the marriage between us and God, because He's the ruler of the God of the world, it has to come with love, right? Now, and respect. And so many of us think that respect to God is something to be ridiculed. I know for a fact because they do it all over the world again. And I know how people said, oh, please. When they said, oh, they like to worship. Oh, they want to do something. Oh, they're praying. Oh, my God, they are so miserable. And in the academia said, misery always bring godliness. It's like you don't understand nothing about richness. Because the most richest people that you go up on top, you can find them as faithful and believers because they know miracles when it happened to their doors. Because nobody can get to the moon like, Elon Musk and not thank God for his existence. Nobody can make miracles of amazing discoveries without that sense of godliness. There are people that can respect God constantly. Like the Japanese people, they have this method that I appreciate so much, that when they do something, they take a moment, a second, a breath. They have a task, right? It's all a big task. They breathe and they start. It's like they give God the space. It's like they're not alone and they do it. And then they become to be efficient and incredibly neat. That's why I adore them for that. And that's why they are one country in my life and my children's life, of course. But if we go back to America, the fact that they try to erase God from the democratic agenda, that something was known. They were trying to change everything in the last election, in 2016 election, the Hillary Clinton, the shameful election, where they ousted the DNC head from Florida, that congresswoman that was so happy to say, let's help them get rid of God. I don't know in what format. I can't even recall it because I don't recall stupidity. But the truth of the matter is the fight against bad starts always with negating God and negating God and its messengers. And you can recognize always when you have a good man before you, you know he's good. And when you have a bad man, you know he's bad. You don't need to have anybody to tell you. You don't need to tell anybody to recognize it. And sometimes, they are charming. That's when the snake goes in. And that's persuasive. That's where they use a method to persuade, which are not always healthy. And then you go on and ask yourself, how are we going to win this round? And this round is right bouncing above our head. It's a coronavirus, and everybody is in the culmination of this incredible facade, and nobody knows how we're going to end up, especially in a few, 20 days when we have this incredible election in the United States of America. We're going to go to a break right now, so please stay put, and when we be back, we'll talk to you more about it. Okay? God bless. Wait up.
The Tamar Yona Show.
Tamar? She's sassy.
She's smart.
She's funny.
But she's also a real Jewish mother.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tamar Yona. And yes, I can be all of those things, but at Israel News Talk Radio, I'm here to bring you the news stories and guests that you may not hear anywhere else. Join me live on air Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays for the most unique and bold talk radio in Israel.
The Tamar Yona Show.
Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Did you know this psalm and many others were composed by a Jewish shepherd and musician who later became a king? Would you like to know some of the inner meanings of psalms to help you connect with God and strengthen your soul? An exciting and easy-to-read book is now available which will help you do just that. Software for the Soul, Psalms for Everyone, available on Kindle, Audible, and Amazon.com. Software for the Soul.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is from Jerusalem with Love. I would love to say hi to all the countries in the world. Once I get the list, I'll do it soon. And I want to remind everybody that this week we had a recognition of free skies between the state of Jordan and the state of Israel. Finally, the state of Israel and Jordan decided that they can fly over each other. You know, it's like 5 centimeter on 5 centimeter range, and you can fly over me, I can fly over you. Hallelujah. Come on, guys. It's fantastic. You just have to drop those barriers. And to drop those barriers, he said, listen, those people in Israel are a different people. There are people that say that they are the people of God, which we are, and we are the people that needs to observe everything about God. And but we are in the world of in the Muslim world, they have a problem recognizing it because they want to be the chosen one. I'm sorry, Arab world, you're not the chosen one. And why I say that? Because the religion of Abraham was the first one. That's why we all say that we consent on Abraham Accord to overcome all this obstacle between us and say, we love you and we love you and we are brother and sister Abrahams, okay? That's a great accord. Now, my friends in United States, in Israel, in Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, Spain, Sweden, Austria, and Italia. Ciao, Gabriela, che bella avervi qui. I think that we need to recognize that we have a life that has important things to do with what we're trying to accomplish. First of all, let's go a place where we need to take care of the children. You know, you fought, everything. Ignorance is a bad thing, and we need to help them out. Now we have a situation in Lebanon. In Lebanon, I tell you the truth, why I care so much. Why do I care so much about Lebanon? I'm Israeli by birth. Of course, I know Brigitte Gabriel, that she is fantastic. She's from Lebanon and love Israel because she told the right story about Israel. And whoever didn't listen to the story of her running to Israel to help when she was 13 with her wounded mother, and the driver, the Lebanese driver, stole her money, but the Israeli driver took her to the hospital and didn't want a penny. And she understood the difference between kindness for real or just abusive of power. like she had in Lebanon. So, but not because of her. In 1996, I was a friend of one of people, in the political arena, you mix with all kind of apparatus, okay? You never know who is who. You think that you know who is who, but in the midst, we are all together because we play in the same sandbox. So I played in that sandbox, and there was a Lebanese guy. Now you say, how I get a Lebanese guy in a restaurant in Tel Aviv? And he was saying to me, oh my God, Syria, remember, took over Lebanon, and it's over for us. We are subject of Syria. So I looked at him. Now I am 1996. I was pretty young, I guess. And of course, truthful and believe in myself. And for some reason, I don't know why I said that. I said, I'll help you. And when I went to America and I was in one of those incredible conferences on the hill of AIPAC, I spoke to one of the Israeli old women, and I told her, why Syria is in Lebanon? And she said, ha, 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 you are innocent, or you are genuinely naive. I love when they call me naive. That's when I touch base with myself to say, this is the point where I change something. And it told me, you can never get Syria out of Lebanon. Well, it took a few years, of course. In the race of 2004, we had a debate. And because we were after 9/11, everything was about the Middle East and about the history of Middle East and what's going on. And I use my capital, my political capital, to keep my word. To keep my word to that man that I never knew his name, and he was just a good friend of a friend of mine, and I loved that friend and I respected him, and I said, I keep my word no matter what, even to the enemy, because this is before God. And I will walk on those stage in the Senate race against all odds, an Israeli, a Republican, a woman, Jewish, something that unbelievably in South Carolina. And they said to me, what's going on? I said, listen, we need to get rid of Syria from Lebanon. And Condoleezza Rice, bless her heart, did the right thing. She told them off. We needed to get rid of Syria from Lebanon. Of course, they left the leftover of Hezbollah there, something that we have to take care of it now in order for us to create a peace. So in 2004, I put my capital, but I did that only after that in 1996, I heard Hariri asking for the world to help them get Israeli off the stage in Lebanon. And when I heard that, I wrote to the ambassador and said, listen, there is a 254, I guess, United resolution. We need to evacuate Lebanon. And sure enough, they started rotating the wheels, and by 2000, of course, without any agreement like the stupid Ehud Barak did with the stupidity of Clinton that helped them do stuff without any consent or any agreement. Just do it. Don't worry. Run away. So they left Lebanon in the middle of the night without anybody saying, but I was in 1996 instrumental to that conversation. I was instrumental in the ambassador talking about leaving because I liked Hariri. I thought he was a reasonable man, and we got Israel off. In 2004, we got him. In 2004, we got him to be in. Out of Lebanon. They took Syria out of Lebanon. So I deliver. And now I deliver to you, Lebanon, again when I start calling the World Food Organization to help you before I know of the explosion. I called the world on to help Lebanon when you guys all were in shambles. I call upon everybody to understand what happened there on the ground. I pay attention, and I called all the friends help Lebanon, because they're next door, and this is our responsibility before God. It's not because you're cute to me, you are not even nice to me. And today when somebody said I kill Israel, Jerusalem, I tell you, come off and try again, okay? We've been there, we know every corner. If you're based there in Israel, and if you don't get rid of Hezbollah, you cannot ever have a normal country. And Macron that tried to help you, Germany that tried to help you, everybody, and hello to Colombia, hello to Peru. You are welcome on the show. I know that in Colombia we have a new center, amazing new center was built today. I like that. I cannot go into the detail, but I know about that, and I know the Peru, the Mount Pichu was open today for one person. Congratulations. But people want to come visit, so really frustrated that the sky were closed. So what we're saying here right now, Lebanon, I was working to help because I need my neighbor to be well as me, not because you love me. It's because it's my duty as the Holy Land to make sure that everybody around, like we make peace with Egypt, we make peace with Jordan, and they need to give us the Temple Mount, so we build the temple. Okay, we'll fix the arrangement with Lebanon now with the gas. We work hard, and Syria will have to come up with some idea and how to rebuild it and make it a good place, because if not, Russia will take over there with. If she can't do anything else if the Iranians settle there. So we don't want policing of the United Nations, because they are not a military. They're only watching forces, which they are. They need to be a diplomats, not a fighting machine. Anyway, so we don't know what to do with Syria, but we all, and I'll say one thing before this segment finished. Lebanon, why I preserve you, because in the Holy Temple, King Solomon bought the trees of Lebanon, and it's in our Bible, and it says the tree of Lebanons were immense, and they took thousands of people to carry them and bring them to the Holy Temple, to build the Holy Temple. That's why I respect Lebanon. And if King Solomon thought that you're beautiful enough to be a part of this incredible building, I think you deserve to be, and I'll give you all my support. But if you ever talk to me about killing Israel or killing the Jewish people, you're going to have a fight that like there is no tomorrow. You didn't even see it coming, okay? So let's go to a break, and after that we'll try to manage what we think about the election coming in a few, and the debate that is going to take next week. We'll go to a break, and we'll be back after this.
In a time where feelings have become fact, where rational thought and common sense has disappeared, one man stands above it all.
I'm Howie Sobiker, your political hitman.
Political Hitman airs every Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. North American time, 7 a.m. Israeli time, only on Israel News Talk Radio.
Are you interested in transforming your life, drawing closer to the Creator, and uncovering the deeper meanings and hidden treasures in the Hebrew Bible?
Then join me, Rav Yitzhak Michelson,
and me, William Hall,
on the Science of Kabbalah, where we are seeking to narrow the gap between what we understand of our physical and spiritual worlds. So make sure to tune in every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Israel time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Israel News Talk Radio.
I'm back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is from Jerusalem with Love. Let's talk about the election. You have a debate next week. Thank God something is coming up in the next few days. Amazing between President Trump and Biden. I can't even remember his name. He's so oblivious. He has this. Listen, he used to be an incredible guy, and we have even record history shows about these talking and threatening. The same thing that he did with Ukraine and other country, like if you don't give us, we'll take away something from him. This motto operandi of him, he did with Begin. And Mr. Begin, God bless his soul, told them, you don't threat us. We've been through hell in the Holocaust. You never help us. You never help us from the burning chamber. So please don't threaten us. That's what we're talking about, the Jews. The Jews are people that, we've been through everything. Our sense of godliness is so deep because in the moment of need, we only found God. We didn't find anybody else. And I can tell you for a fact, that's why we are so connected to God, because God is ever present with us. Because with this torment of us that you gave us all through the years, let's say that today we are happy campers because we have the state of Israel and we have IDF and we have all the power in the world to overcome some I don't know what they said. Somebody said to me, Begin said that to be a German foreign minister, not Biden. No, I had a picture of Biden today saying that. But it can have said to both of them. Important to understand that the Jewish people have such a close connection to God because we were squished to the wall too many times. And when you are in the bottom, you feel God. That's the very, if you're broken, you'll feel God. If you're in a very, very bad angle, you'll feel God because God always with you, but you have to give the ego, to get rid of the ego, and then you can find him. Now, living with egoless self make you aware well of God, existence and what he wants in the world, and the respect and the will of him to do good. Now, why he cares so much about human being? It's because our creation, and because our creation is ruin his world. It's something that he cares for. Think about the glacial in the Arctic. Everybody said, "Oh, global change." No, it's not global change. You guys mess the beaches. You mess all the pollution. You let China go ragged without any notification. You never stop China polluting the world. You never stop China from doing the wrong thing. And they love us. They like us. We like our Chinese people thing. But pollution did not work. And that's why we have the glacial. Because they're going to dilute the water with more new water. They become water because they are ice. So the fact that you keep on saying, oh, something will vanish. No. The amount of water in this incredible universe is always the same. Sometimes it's a different format, but it's always the same amount of water. That scientists will tell you. Now, the fact that it melts, it means that it needs, to go to the sea. And nothing you can do about it. That's why climate change idea that you can fix God's work is the audacity of mankind to think that is special, especially when you're trying to find out the atom, how you can break it, when you're trying to create a big boom. Now, let me ask you a question. If you're trying to create the Big Bang, are you trying to destroy this world? Why should we help you? Because if it was a Big Bang once, assuming your theory, of course, of scientific theory that you said, you'll find out how the Big Bang happened. Now, if you find it and it happens again, means that you reposition the world to another time to recreation. So you are playing God. So first of all, it won't work ever because God has His own mystery. He won't give it to mankind. If He let you destroy it. Sure enough, that's what you're planning to do. And all this conspiracy theory about immunization of the people and all the lead that you're putting in the vaccination that will create people sterile because you want to filter out the amount of people. It's all conspiracy happening, but if you try to create a Big Bang, who tell me that it's not right that you're trying to filter the amount of people that will be created because you rich people want to stay in control, and too many mouths to feed might disturb your basic needs. Let's say it. They are saying in the whole world that the coronavirus was handmade by men to create, to moderate the population, to create a population. And once they give it to you, they give you a vaccine, that vaccine contains so much lead that has even implication to the radar that you exchange, the amount of radiation that they can spot on you. All these baloney ideas that like every movie of the Hollywood can invent it, that's what they say on that vaccine. But it doesn't make me feel comfortable of taking it, okay? So when we say don't undermine the vaccine, well, I want to say, yes, we need to undermine this vaccine because we don't know if it works. You know what? You take it first. We'll take it after you, okay? We'll see after if it works for you. Anyway, this world of ours needs to have a belief, true believers, people who can understand that you walk in the street, you can get sick, you can get ill, you can sleep on the floor, you can die, life in this world is not guaranteed to anybody, and to hide from the coronavirus will not work. You will have to face it anyway. So we hide enough. The people of Israel are sick and tired of being closed up, and sure enough, they're gonna riot in the street soon, or they're gonna work out. But there is no way to get a vaccine, David. David, there is a way to get a vaccine. They already distributed, but it's depend on what segment of the population you have. They're talking about different vaccine. It's not that vaccine for the corona. Corona is something that they're working on it. I guess it will be happening sometime soon. But David, I hope that you guys stay safe, that you don't need it, okay? Keep well, keep hygiene well, keep the mask on, go around and trust in God that, will keep you safe. Because if you're worthy in this world and you need it, God will keep you safe, even if sometimes he play jokes on you and drop you like an apple, like happened to me last week, that I feel like so helpless sometimes that it says, why did I need that? But when I need that, it means that I had to stop to think and restart again of what really I care for. And what I care for is the people to respect this world of ours in the manners that respect each other first and their belief. And the fact that God Almighty is up above, and there are people that my parents come from Libya, so I do understand the Arab language, and I do understand their mannerism and their bulliness and the fighting, and I understand how much they're chicken sometimes, and I understand their grace before God. I understand their loyalty. I understand the Arab world, and I'm not afraid of you. That's why I never try to threaten us or threaten my people in online or in real, because we'll get all out on you, and we rally the troop all over the world. Trust me, we can do it, because the state of Israel is for everlasting, because they are true messenger of God, and I am one too. So, you can fight us, you can try, but God Almighty will prevail, and he's prevailing with his people because he wants us here. It's his choice, okay? And now if we build the Holy Temple just to accumulate that responsibility, that would be nice. That would be grace. That would be beneficial for all us, ours, fighting for the rest of the world to say, this is it, we're never going to fight again. And maybe for you all to recognize that God's people do have to exist. It's for the world to say, enough, they deserve to have their own temple to worship God, because we all come from the same God, Almighty. This is His creation. And then you stop worrying about, everything else, or somebody wants to go ballistic on nuclear and this. Iran is the only one that never wants to understand. And that nuke affairs need to go away as soon as possible. If we didn't have a plan yet, we do have many plans. But that nuke up there, they need to disappear as soon as possible. No time for that. And if President Trump will be elected, the threat of this world will disappear, something that I know for sure. If Biden will be here, no, it's not going to happen. Come on, it's a bad joke of the Democrats. Can never happen, especially when they give a woman the second in command, and especially that she's Indian, that, cannot let India and a billion people control on the heartbeat of the White House, because it will be stupid. So life is good. Life is cherishable if you take and respect it. So be good. Pray with me. Pray for me too. And God bless you all. We love you. Be well. Until next week. Ciao, ciao.
Where can you get the inside news on Israel? At Israel News Talk Radio, we're dedicated to sharing Israel's inside story with the world by providing our listeners with news on Israeli politics, current affairs, and Israeli Jewish culture. The Israel News Talk Radio homepage also provides you, the listener, with useful information at your fingertips, with scrolling news headlines, weather, currency exchange, Shabbat candlelighting times, and so much more. Our radio programming is always accessible and on demand. We operate absolutely free of charge for everyone, everywhere. If you love what we do, partner with us now by becoming an Israel News Talk Radio supporter. With your support, you'll be inscribed on our Israel News Talk Radio Wall of Fame. There's nothing like us in the world. Be part of something great. Israel News Talk Radio. Straight talk from Israel.
Howdy, this is Rita from League City, Texas, now living in Israel. And though my heart may have belonged to Texas, it now belongs to Israel and all the fantastic show hosts at Israel News Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Michael Solomon from Kiryat Arba, Israel. And why do I love listening to Israel News Talk Radio? Because I love listening to the interesting interviews they do and their news reporting that most other media sources don't cover.
Hey, this is Nicoleko from Malmö, Sweden. It gets pretty cold here in Sweden, so I love cuddling up with a warm cup of tea while I listen to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Frank Morris from Tennessee. Me and my dog Buster really love listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
News, opinion, and more. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.